A lot of people thought Juice WRLD never recorded through analog gear. In this video, I'm going to prove you wrong. If you want to be able to download the Pro Tools file, I'm going to need 100 likes. If this video don't have 100 likes, you won't see the download link. So in the session, the only thing that I had to do before I hit record was find the auto-tune key and scale, because I don't have auto-tune Evo, right? So I don't have that, and there's one other plugin in here I do not have, and it is the Valhalla plate. Don't have that one, and the FabFilter Pro Q2. I don't have those plugins, right? Everything else I have. So, excuse me. Right here, a lot of people disregard this, and you really don't see this a lot in Juice WRLD breakdowns, and when he do his studio session, they never show like the gear he records through, right? Most engineers, they do this. It says U87 needs CL1B. So whoever mixes this or whoever gets the session or whatever, they understand what the vocals were recorded through. And in this instance, it's a U87, and we know that Juice WRLD's 87 wasn't a regular 87. They modded it into a tube mic, because you cannot buy a 87 that's a tube mic, right? The mic that I have right here, this the Light Audio Eden. This is a tube mic, right? It's supposed to be warmer, and you know what I'm saying, gives you a fuller vocal and all that stuff. Just makes the job easier. Then for the Neve and the Tube Tech, these are like the industry standard for recording vocals, whether it's rap or pop and stuff like that, right? You can't go wrong with a Neve and a Tube Tech. That's why I do it all the time in the videos. And if you don't have the CL1B 76 and the LA2A, those go great for recording, right? So, and we just look at it. So it went U87 into the Neve into the Tube Tech. So that's before it even hit Pro Tools. Then it hit this EQ that has nothing going on, and then he was recording with his auto tune. All right, so that's what's going on, right? The little reverb in the headphones so you can hear it. And we look at the session, everything is organized. People might be looking and be like, but the vocals look so low, how did he record? You can't just go by your eyes, you know what I'm saying? Because I could sit here, click, and make it low, or make the wave file look like a brick, you know what I'm saying? So we can't really just look at that every single time. Now, again, keep in mind, he used Evo. Right, so I'm thinking whether it is auto-tune 6 or 7, something like that. Not 7, but like 6. 6, yeah, so 6. So here we go. So like I'm gonna have to mute the beat, because I ain't finna get hit with no strikes here. So, or no claims. So right here, let's play the vocal.
Honey on me, honey on me.
That's loud. Let's turn the master fader plugins off. We'll get back to you later. I might have to play the beat or whatever and mute some of those, I don't know. So first up, let's do the gain test to see where these vocals are coming in at. All right, so let's go ahead, gain. I hit analyze. So this vocal right here is coming in at -10.2. A lot of people think that these vocals are supposed to be extremely consistent and never change. I'm gonna prove you wrong. Even if they're recording through the gear, his projection of the voice is different, the tones and everything, the distance and stuff changes. So that's -10.2. This is -10.9. All right, let's click over here, some random file, -1 dB. Right, so we're looking at the peaks, right? This right here, -3.6. This is usually important when it comes to gain staging, but you don't really have to gain stage these for real, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like you have a shitload of headroom for a lot of these takes. Then a lot of these takes are running through the same buses and stuff, and it's keeping things consistent, because the compressor keeps things from going louder than what it's supposed to be, right? And it'll pull the lower parts up to the other parts. So it's like that's what you need. So it's like how the processing works. So like this workflow typically confuses a lot of people that use FL, because they don't understand the routing, and they just keep everything on the mixer tracks. They just stack a bunch of plugins on one track, and that's it. So in here, so we see the output to all of his vocals are going to this aux right here, right? So everything is getting processed here. So if I turn everything off here, all right, this is what we're gonna get, right? So if I play,
Yo, hey, they never shot you if you let me be. Yo.
stood out to me right there was those libs in here, right? Not even libs. I think it's like backing. Where they at? Like what's right here?
I'm a problem.
Alright, so let's just focus on this part right here, then we'll get to everything else because I just heard what this sound like. So what we see right here is that we have what it is, like the knee and all this stuff. Cool. If I turn this double off, this is what we get.
I'm a problem. Core, God bless. Fuck with me, make you leak like a faucet. Mix the liquor.
Alright, so then we turn the verb off and we got this.
I'm a problem. Core, God bless.
Doubler only with the tense.
I'm a problem. Core, God bless.
Alright, so like, and this would be like if it just had lo-fi on.
I'm a problem. Core, God bless. Fuck with me, make you leak like a faucet.
So the lo-fi by itself just adds some different type of texture to it for some reason by default, right? Because I look at the plugin and there's nothing on it. Like there's like distortion like 0.6, saturation like 0.3, right? So this is the plugin that gives Drake that infamous, that 40 underwater effect. This is what they use for that. Nothing like too crazy for that, but it's like that's what they use, right? So now let's see, like watch this right here and we play all of them together and let me mess with this sample rate right here and let me just show you what this plugin can do. So if I over exaggerate this effect, this is what we get. So it just sounds like a bunch of noise, but if I bring it back like right here, this we get something different.
Like a faucet, mix the liquor up, skirt, now I'm nauseous.
So like you hear how that just sounds a little bit different. But the cool thing about that I like about this is a default preset right here. You see, like it's default. Like most of the Juice WRLD sessions I've looked at, like all of the reverbs, they be stock and they just make adjustments down here at the bottom. So it's like you sure have a good start with certain presets within each plugins. So what that does is just add a different texture, a different layer to the song, right? So people often wonder like how does Juice WRLD vocals sit so well in the mix? It's like, okay, you have different layers, different textures that help his main vocals just stand out. Like the doubler here makes the little shit seems wider. So if the backing is sounding wider and his vocals sitting on top of that, that's gonna make the vocals stand out more because they're sitting more in the middle. You're adding different textures and elements to a song, but you're not clogging the middle, right? Because the beat already is like sitting here and you're just sitting things on top of the beat to sit the vocal on top of the beat, right? So the vocals are sitting like it's the icing on the cake, right? It's the cherry on top, right? That's what you're really doing with the vocals. Like most people want to put the vocal inside of the Twinkie. Like they want to be the cream filling inside of the Twinkie, and it's like that's not how that works. You know, people have that kind of misconstrued, you know what I'm saying? So when we really look at it, so we see the little settings right there, so like that's cool, that's something you could do. And you see this is bust off to a flanger, so and that is the meta flanger right here with a default setting on it, with the waveform being assigned, but you see like everything is pretty much the same. And this right here we got auto pan, so Juice always did the little ad libs and stuff as he began the song.
Honey on me, honey on me, honey, honey on me, hey, honey on me, honey, yo, hey, honey, skirt, money on me.
You see what I'm saying? Nothing like super crazy right there. Just a little auto pan, auto tune, reverb, stuff like that. You might hear my kid in the background going crazy. But all right, so now when we get to it, it's like we're just looking at the vocals. So like look at his punches, look how organized this is. So these punches are clean, they got the little fades off of it, and it's just, I don't know, man, like it's just cool. So let's just jump around the song. Look at this part. Okay, so those vocals sound cool. Everything you hear, like how, like listen to this.
Get more, W.
Like you heard it natural like that. How he dragged that note out. Listen.
Get more, W.
Yeah, that's how that shit supposed to be.
Get more, W gang. I can't never lose. Like.
So it's like the cadences, the way he performs, all that shit was cool. Let's see. You're right.
Get more, get more.
He went on that little boyfriend, then broke up the relationship to the part where he broke up boyfriend. You see what I'm saying? So it's like that's how that did that right there. Do you see the hook come back over here? The session is very simple. Like one thing that you take away from looking at Juice WRLD sessions, like there's not that many tracks, right? There's not too many stacks. Like he really didn't overthink how he made music, and a lot of people be overthinking how they make the music. And one thing to take away, Juice WRLD wasn't the one engineering himself, right? You're either a fan of Juice WRLD, only a fan, or you're a fan of Juice WRLD and you want to make music like Juice WRLD, so you're trying to figure out how to sound like Juice WRLD, right? And the thing is, Juice WRLD trusted his engineers and people around him. So if you don't have engineers and people around you, you have to start looking to like find people that you can trust so you can focus on being an artist. Yes, it's a good thing to know what you want to sound like, what your sound should sound like, but it's not mandatory to like be the know-it-all, be the end-all, be-all. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, music is a collaborative thing, right? So when we really get down to it, let's look down here at the master. I'm not gonna play it because I gotta play the beat. So let's just look at what's going on. So I could play the vocals, but that wouldn't make no sense, right? Because this is like everything running through like one master fader. So there's a mastering preset in the SSL Waves plugin, right? Then we see the multi-electro mastering within the linear phase multiband. And then we got the hood favorite, the L2. This right here just makes everything louder. Like, I'm talking about loud as fuck. Like it just it transforms everything. Then you see, I have never seen someone put this in a fucking session, yo. I've never seen someone do it. Like, I've never seen nobody have this in here, but that's cool. And then as well, we have an analyzer. So the analyzers come into play because you can see the levels and frequency ranges of everything, and you see like what's typically going on. So what I'm gonna do, let's see, like watch this. Let me see, like if I don't want to risk it. Not gonna risk it, guys. But it's like you can see what's going on. Like, it's things sitting more only in the middle. Like if it's spread out more, like you can kind of go off like what you kind of want it to be, right? So you can make your moves accordingly before you actually go ahead and master the song. So these Juice WRLD sessions be interesting because you never know what you're really gonna see, because this one I haven't seen routing and shit set up like this. It's usually like a lot of like UAD plugins, Sound Toys plugins are here. You see some Plugin Alliance plugins. Like on the ad libs right here, it's a CLA filter Vox. So it's like these engineers and these artists and stuff that y'all look up to, like some of them are just using presets that are already in the plugins. You know what I'm saying? So those presets are good too. You know what I'm saying? Like they come within the plugin. Like they have people in the music industry make presets for the plugins. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can get a good start from there. And we just look how organized everything is. So it's like what Juice WRLD, same thing as the other take. So it's like the reverb. So boom.
In a dream, keep my stick on me, make you bleed. Would they never shot you if you let me be?
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. I think like a lot of people really just be overthinking everything, because yes, the mix matters, yes, the master matters, but it's like the way that Juice records, the emotion, the energy, right? The way, like, I don't know, the way that they really just put together the songs, that matters way more, because it's like you can only mix what you record, right? So imagine if Juice WRLD didn't, like, this layer takes something away from the song.
Money on me, 100 on me. Bro gon' catch a body, then he flee the scene. I still put the G-Star on my jeans. She asked me if I love her only in her dreams. Keep my stick on me.
Like, that takes away something.
Money on me, 100 on me. Bro gon' catch a body, then he flee the scene.
Yeah, like, that just takes away, like, I don't know, cause if you like hear with the beat, like, it's like
money on me, 100 on me.
Alright, hopefully that didn't get copyright. So let's check it again.
Money on me, 100 on me.
Like, that makes a big difference. Like, that one little change makes a big difference. So, like, the songwriting decisions, that is the little nuanced things that help separate you and helps improve your mix, improves how people connect and feel with the song. You know what I'm saying? It's like you want to have different elements, different textures, but only when the song calls for it, right? Because everything that you do is not going to fit, right? Like, some things might be, you might think it's a good thing, but it clogs up the song, messes up the song, right? And so it's like, I can see why Juice WRLD, a lot of his music, he did those, because it's like, it just adds to his sound. It's like one of the things that makes him unique, especially like if you're being melodic, like those harms, those stacks with like reverbs and doublers that makes things wider and just adds more of a feeling to the song. Like, that just goes a long way. And then you look on the beat right here, they had the 1-hour filter, but it's not really doing nothing. Like, it's just on 10, I guess. Like, in case they wanted to automate it and have it do the underwater effect or whatever like that, that was there. And you see the trim is on here, and they got it pulled down to -12. So the beat's not overpowering the vocals at all. So when they mixing, everything is cool. But you see though, like, de-esser here, R compressor here, CB vocal, and then right here you see Start Me Up. That looks like it's in the default position, or it's like it's offsetting the fives a little bit. And then you got the SSL lead vox right here. That you can't go wrong with the lead vox, honestly. And then we look at the RDSer, and it's just probably catching like little slight S's and shit. Solid play.
Blunts, fuck with me, make you leak like a faucet. Mix the liquor up, skirt, now I'm nauseous.
So they got 2 DSers working, one at the beginning, one at the end. Just, it's probably to catch whatever happens. So let's see how this working with that right there. So bring this up. So that's one thing to pay attention to. Like, one is working when, like, the other one's picking up where the other one don't really pick up. It was looking like they was hitting at the same time, but then like the RDSer was still moving a little bit every single time. You know what I'm saying? Like, in the first DSer was kept catching the sharper ones. You know what I'm saying? Like, can't even be mad at that. Definitely can't be mad at that. But yeah, overall, this is pretty simple. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's pretty fucking simple. Like, it's not overcomplicated anything, and it sounds good. And a lot of people are gonna be like, "Well, of course it sounds good. It was the U87, the Neve, and the 2-Tech." No shit. That's the thing. Like, my vocals, when I record them, the quality is always gonna sound great, right? Because I have a microphone that is a pro level microphone right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have a tube mic right here. If I want to get a Neve, I can get a Neve. If I want a 2-Tech, get a 2-Tech. But it's like, I don't really need that, because it's like, I'm not trying to be an artist. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not, even if I was recording like pro level artists, like, I would probably have a Neve and a 2-Tech, but it's like, I don't really need it, because I got the plugins and shit. But it's like, if I wanted to have like really lock in and go all the way, of course, get a Neve and get a 2-Tech, or get a 76, or get a distressor. But it's like, you got it. It all starts with capturing the signal. You know what I'm saying? So it's like 87, which is modded to a tube mic, a Neve, and a 2-Tech. Come on, bro. You can't beat that. Like, that is literally industry standard tracking, right? And that just makes the mixing easier.